Okay, so for 15.3 homework, I've got this kind of like a cheat sheet here for you to reference. Remember, in this lesson, we've changed the format of the equation a little bit because now we're using the zero term instead of the first term. So this becomes our function, a times b to the x power, no longer x minus 1 or n minus 1. B here is the same thing as R, common ratio, okay, same thing, just in different ways. And then our A here is our zero term again, not A1. We want to talk about graphically what happens to this. So we've talked about this before. When you multiply by a number bigger than 1, that's a vertical stretch, which makes it skinnier. You multiply by a number less than 1, okay, it's a vertical compression, which makes it wider. If B is greater than 1, that means it's going up. Our common ratio is bigger than 1. That means our values are increasing, so our exponential function is going up. And then if B is less than 1, common ratio is like a fraction or decimal again, then that means it's decreasing or going down. So we're going to utilize this, and one of the things we'll want to do is also use your calculator for this. So let's go to the first problem. We're going to look at. So they want us to graph this using the given domain. So the first thing I want to do is all I want to do is take this function right here, and I'm going to go into my calculator under y equals, and I'm going to type that function in. So got 6 parentheses alpha y equals to get my fraction 4 over 3 parentheses raised to the x power. Then I'm going to go to my table set, second window. I want to start at -3 because that's the value right here I start at. And then go to second graph, my table. Now, the thing here is, because I did it as 4/3, if you look on your calculator, my table, everything is in fractional form, okay? Now, let's go back to y equals. Instead of doing alpha y equals for 4/3, what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to type it as 4 divided by 3 parentheses. Now, if I go to my table, now it gives it to me in decimal form, which is a little easier to graph. So just be mindful, 4 divided by 3 is the same thing as 4/3, but how it presents it on the calculator will be different. So the values I end up getting, I'm just going to plot these points. So at -3, it's 2.531. So -3 and 2.531, so maybe like right there. Let's see if I can make that a little bigger. There we go. At -2, I've got 3.375. So maybe right there. -1 is 4.5. So right there. And 0 is 6. And then at 1, it is 8. Okay. So if I were to look at this, and you can get more points, obviously, and see what happens, but there is, oops, a little curved right there. Let me try that again. There's my exponential function, and then this goes that way. So those give me my points, and then hopefully, again, you can utilize your calculator. And we'll do some more with graphing and behavior of an exponential function. Okay, the next one says write an equation for each function. We're going to do problem number 7. A laser beam with an output of 5 milliwatts is directed into a series of mirrors. The laser beam loses 1% of its power every time. Okay, so this 5 right here, that is our starting point. Okay, so if we go back to terminology we use with linear, starting point is our zero term. So this is our A. A is 5. Since the laser beam loses power of 1%, that means our R, or our B in this case, if we're using the function a times b to the x power, okay, as our generic function, our b, or our common ratio here. Since it's losing, that means, first of all, we need to change 1% to a decimal. That's 0.01. That's how much it's losing from what? 100%. So I do 1 minus 0.01, which is 0.99. That's my common ratio. So it's going down by 1% or 0.01 from 100. If it never lost anything, it would stay 100%, which would be 1, which means it would always stay 5. But because it's losing a little bit, that's subtracted from 1 or 100%. Hopefully that all made sense to you. So this time they want us to use it as P of n. So P of n equals A, our A is 5, times B, which is 0.99, to the n power, because it's using n. So there's our function for this particular problem. Okay, let's go to the next. This is problem number 10. Write an equation for each function that includes the points. So they give it to us as points. Personally, I prefer a table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it as a table to read. So like this is x, and then this would be your y. So at -2, it's 4. At -1, it's 8. But I have to have the 0 term here in order to write it as a times b to the x, because again, that's my 0 term. So putting it in a table form helps me. What's happening? I'm multiplying by 2. That's my r, or in this case, my b. So if I multiply 8 by 2, that's going to give me 16. There's my 0 term. So here's my equation. 16 times b, which is 2 to the x power. And there's my function for this particular problem. Now, again, it's a function, so we'll say f of x equals. All right, next we're going to look at problem number 16, which is on the next page. Use 2 points to write an equation. So it's, let me go back. Same directions for this problem. I'm going to use 2 points. Again, I need my 0 term. I don't have my 0 term here. My 0 term would be on the y-axis. Okay, so I need to look and see what's happening. Now, in this case, I'm going down. This is a decreasing function. That means my r, or my b, as they want it here, has got to be something less than 1. How do I do that? I take this term and divide it by the previous one. So 4 divided by 8 is 1/2. That means I'm multiplying by 1/2. So to get the 0 term, I go backwards. Okay, I go backwards. So to get the 0 term here, I'm going to divide by 1/2. 8 divided by 1/2 would be 16. So that's going to give me the point 0.16. So now I have my r, or my b, and I have my a, or my 0 term. So now I can write my function. So my function here would be f of x equals a times b to the x power. And again, make sure all this makes sense to you. This has to be less than 1 if my points are going down. If my points are going up, that's got to be bigger than 1. All right, one more problem to look at here. Problem number 19. Make a prediction. A town's population has been declining in recent years. Okay, declining. That means my b has got to be a fraction less than 1. The table shows the population since 1980. Is this data consistent with an exponential function? Explain. If so, predict the population for 2010, assuming the trend holds. Okay, so if this is since 1980. That's our starting point. This is like our zero term. So this would be like term 1, term 2, term 3. They are going down, so again, to get my R, or my B in this case, I take the second term, divide it by the first term. All those zeros go away, so that's going to be 4 over 5, so that makes sense. That's a fraction less than 1. I can now write my function, f of x equals a, that's my zero term, times b to the x. Now what is x here? X would be my third term, so all I'm going to do is put 3 in there, or in this case I could just go ahead and take 3,200 and multiply it times 4/5. And if I do that, I get 2,560. So here's my function that it asked me to write, and then there's my prediction for year 2010.